Hello everyone, my name is Martin and this is Marty Motoring. Today I'm going to talk about why I sold my supercharged Lexus IS350 F Sport after a year of really putting it together and enjoying it only for a little bit of time, and why I moved into a Lexus ISF. Stay tuned. So hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Like I said, my name is Martin, this is Marty Motoring, and I do a lot of Lexus videos, mostly on the second generation Lexus IS. I had a 2007 Lexus IS350, then I got a 2011 Lexus IS350 F Sport from a friend of mine. I supercharged it with the RR Racing kit, and then about 14 months later, after getting it, I sold it. A lot of people ask me why, so that's really why I wanted to make this video. And recently, I picked up a 2008 Lexus ISF. If you've been following along with the channel, you saw some of those videos. And a lot of people ask me, why would you go to an older car? Why'd you sell the supercharged IS350? Was it not fast enough? Well, I want to answer all of those questions today. So I got the 2011 Lexus IS350 in a trade. So really what I did is I took my 4Runner that I had and I loved and I was making videos on. I decided, because I always wanted to build a supercharged Lexus IS350, that I would trade my friend Kyle my 4Runner, which was around the same price at the time, value-wise, for his Lexus IS350 that kind of needed a couple little things just to get it where I wanted it. We talked about it for like a month. We finally did it and I announced it on the channel. I changed a lot of things. I made that car super clean. I love the color, ultrasonic blue. We did the yellow calipers. I did new pads, new brakes, new brake fluid. All the fluids were changed. We even did a new transmission just because the old one wasn't holding up to some of the power and was maybe previously not serviced and just always kind of acted weird since I got the car. So that transmission was replaced later. And the biggest mod that I did almost right away, a few months into having the car, was the RR Racing Supercharger kit. Now this kit is proven on many cars and that's why I went with it. I did the install myself and documented that here on the channel. So you can go back in my older videos and there's a 4-part series of putting the supercharger in, installing all the pieces step by step. And then we also do like a dyno run and a first drive and all that kind of stuff. So that car was awesome. It was a great project, great to get my hands dirty and learn how that stuff works, and working with RR Racing to make a really rare / powerful car. The 2011 Lexus IS350 F Sport was kind of rare on its own, being the first year of the F Sport models. But then it was also ultrasonic blue, which limits it even more to a rarer car. And it was rear-wheel drive, it was F Sport, just all the things that it had made it kind of more rare for its year and type of car. It had a ton of mods done when I bought it. Now I'm usually someone to buy a stock car and have a clean slate and go from there, maintenance first and then mods. But this car was owned by a friend and he did a lot of mods that were actually really good. BC Racing coilovers, it had Enkey wheels, it had nice carbon fiber hood and trunk, paint matched. There was a lot of good stuff on this car that I was like, wow, this is a great value for what I'm getting it for. There were some things I wanted to change and make better, and obviously install the supercharger to make more power. Now, full bolt-on with headers, exhaust, and everything, that car made 282 wheel horsepower on a DynoJet dyno with the tune, headers, and exhaust. And that wasn't the best run or anything. I'm sure it could have made more, but I just wanted a baseline before I did the supercharger. And then once we installed the supercharger kit, got it tuned, did new spark plugs, had RR Racing just look over everything, tune it, dyno it. Then it made 429 wheel horsepower, and that was with my old, more restrictive exhaust. After that, I installed the 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 system, and that was a remote-controlled valve in the mufflers, and that catback just sounded really good, and it was very open. Closed valves. All right, and open. It allowed me to open and close the flaps in the muffler to make it louder or quieter. Now, that's really where the drawback of this car was, is because it was catless headers, there's no catalytic converters. It was hard to pass emissions, so I had to keep it under 5,000 miles per year. And then also, it was very loud. It's a V6 and it just sounded like just really raspy, really loud. and that's not my favorite sound. I know it is, a lot of people like that, but it was almost too much stepping on it, especially at events, cars and coffee, things like that. You know, you step on it, you know, you want to hear that blow off valve sound, which was awesome on the Supercharger. But the exhaust was just very loud, raspy. I didn't want to change anything out because then I would actually get maybe less power, and I didn't want to hurt the performance by making it quieter. I already had spent so much money and time at that point that I just decided to leave it as it was. And then the idea came to mind, like, okay, I supercharged this, I had fun with this, but this isn't the most practical car, and we were having a baby and a family, and I started kind of shifting focus towards that, but I still doing videos on the car, still building it and doing things. So with all of that, my focus was shifting, and I decided to sell the car, not because I didn't like it, but it was because I didn't really drive it as much, and because of all those reasons. Super loud, I was just super busy, and I was like, I don't know if this thing is a long-term car for me. It was really fun to build, but I think I want to sell it, kind of cash out, and figure out my next move. And I had a 2013 Scion XB that I had purchased a few months earlier just as a daily, so I decided I was just going to do things to that. It's a nice cheap daily, good gas mileage, and the gas prices were going up, so it was kind of like, okay, let's move into this. And I didn't even expect to get the ISF, so this is how that happened. I sold the car, and like a week later, my brother was like, hey, would you want to buy my Lexus ISF? And it was kind of good timing because I just sold the IS350, and I was kind of shifting into just having this cheaper daily as a Scion as a car, and I didn't really know what content I could make with that. I don't know the following for that, and I knew the Lexus IS was always my sweet spot. And the other side of things was that I always wanted that V8 sound. I always wanted a Lexus ISF, but they were just kind of pricey, and I didn't really want to spend the money for what I had in my mind, the same car, which I know now that I own one, they're not really the same car. It's not just the V8 slapped in there. I mean, the transmission's better, the engine is just better, it's bigger, it makes more horsepower, it's just awesome engineering. And I had the opportunity to buy a higher mileage one, a little bit older, for a really good price from my brother. So that is why I went from the Lexus IS350 to the Lexus ISF. It wasn't really a plan. I didn't really plan to get the ISF, but when that opportunity came, I jumped on it. And really the downfall of the Lexus IS350 was just the transmission. Not really the downfall, but the weak point. So that thing is only good for about 450 wheel, and I was really hard on it for like 10 months on that bad transmission that just never shifted right, never felt confident. Had a lot of, the traction light would always come on, and I thought it was my tires, but it turns out it was just the transmission. So once that transmission was replaced with a JDM lower mileage one, it shifted awesome, especially with a few of the mods we did at RR Racing. Once that was installed, the car ran beautifully, and I was okay with letting it go at that point, because now somebody that bought it would buy one with a new transmission, the engine is strong, has all these mods, new brakes, all that stuff. The car was really set up well, and I think the new owner is enjoying it. He drove all the way from Michigan to get it. So now we have the Lexus ISF, and I don't know that I want to do like a crazy build with it. It's just kind of like, I want to have a fun car that looks good, and that's why I got it. May do headers, a couple other things, and just try to make some content on it. It's a great car to cruise around in, maybe take to cars and coffee and some events, but I don't think I'm gonna go like crazy track car with it. And I don't believe I'm even gonna supercharge it just because of the higher mileage on it and the cost associated with that. For the IS350, you're looking at a few thousand, but for the ISF, it's 10 grand plus, and tune and retune, spark plugs. It's just, I don't know if I want to get into that again after just doing it. So I'm just gonna enjoy the car how it is, maybe a couple little mods here and there, and take you on that journey. That is why I got rid of the 2011 Lexus IS350 F Sport, and now I own a 2008 Lexus ISF, a rare car with a V8, the first 8-speed, and it's been really fun. So if you'd like to see more Lexus IS videos, definitely hit that subscribe button below. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of my change from the supercharged car, which was technically faster, to the ISF. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep those wheels turning. So long, farewell.